big, powerful interests, from the banks, to the internet giants, to the billionaire contributors, to single-issue lobbies. Too often they are the ones calling the shots in Washington, not us. Okay, 9 and 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shelby, is that you too?
No.
Okay. 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 1. Okay. 9s and 10s. Why do you agree with this? Brittany, why do you agree with this?
Let's see, what part was it? The ones calling shots in Washington and not us. I think that, I don't know, I guess the people that are in government on a federal level, I don't know. I need to rethink why I chose to.
Okay. Lori, why did
I did.
I think it's absolutely true that political action committees and lobbying firms, I mean, they write the checks and they kind of control what happens. I'm a little jaded. My ex-husband is a lobbyist, so take it with a grain of salt. But I strongly believe that money influences politics more than anything else.
Okay. And then Shelby and Gabby, you were farther down on the line. Why?
I agree with that. I like to have some hope that we're being heard at some level. So that's kind of why I was less so, but still pretty strong.
Okay. And Gabby, you were 5?
Yeah, I guess when, I was kind of watching the election and stuff like that, I didn't realize that the topics and stuff were being picked from the back end of the internet and banks and stuff like that. So, to me, I guess, I was hearing things that people every day wanted to hear about, so I didn't think that it really was an issue.
Okay. Number 2, some people say our democracy is mostly at risk because people have stopped behaving like real citizens. Too many don't invest the effort to stay informed, and millions don't even vote. Democracy only works if the people make it work. We have a score? Alright, 9s and 10s? 6, 7, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 4 and below? 1. Okay, 6, 7, 8 kind of somewhat agree.
I agree with the first statement and disagree with the second.
Okay. Why?
Just it goes back to, our votes counting, and it's not just about who's writing the checks.
Okay. And what did you somewhat agree with this?
I somewhat agreed with that second statement about the people don't invest an effort to stay informed. I think people want to, but they don't know what to believe.
Okay.
So that's why.
Okay. And then those of you who were 5 and below, why? What pulled you in that direction? Summer, what were you?
I was a 6.
Okay. Why were you a 6?
I agreed with Ann. I guess going back to many people not voting, but one not knowing where they lie and who to vote for, or really knowing what to believe.
Okay. And then 5s and below, why?
When it says stop behaving like real citizens, too many people don't invest the effort to stay informed, and millions don't even vote. I think that's kind of putting it on the citizen instead of the system that's in place. I mean, I have to work an 8-hour day. I have to, do these things, and I have to live my life the way I have to survive it. But then I'm supposed to pay 8 hours of attention. I mean, I about need to pay 8 hours of attention to make an informed decision, a fully informed decision. So they were saying that the information was just given to me like it should be from the people who know it, and integrity was there. Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, you had a 5 on this one?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't think the flat statement that people have stopped behaving like real citizens is true. I mean, I think lots of people do behave like real citizens. So, but I do agree that democracy only works if people make it work. So I was like, I agree with that, but I split it.
Okay. Go to the next one. So some people say, most of the people complaining about our government today are only angry because they lost the last election and are not getting their way anymore. Okay. 9 to 10? 1, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5. 1, 4 and below. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Jeff, you think this is true?
I think it's absolutely true that some people say that,
Okay.
because I've heard some people say that.
Okay.
From 10 to a 0.
Lawyer, sorry.
I mean, those of you who kind of agree with this, I mean, is it true that the people who are grousing are just upset because, Hillary lost or something like that?
I think a lot of the people are the people that are just kind of surface, like I'm a D, I'm an R. Oh, my candidate lost. Boo-hoo. Like, those people probably are.
Okay. And those of you who kind of said, no and disagree, why don't you think this is true?
It's not just Hillary supporters complaining, Trump supporters are complaining too.
Okay.
And they're complaining about the issues that are still not being touched just about, and I think that, to pawn it off that they're angry because of how a decision went, it's just at elementary.
Okay. Shelby, what do you think?
Yeah, I was the same way. I don't think I'm sure that there are people like this, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are more angry, not just about the one person, but the ideas that comes with it all.
Brittany, what do you think?
I put a 5 just because I agree with, some people do really feel this way. Then on the other hand, some people, unfortunately, they're just not going to ever be happy. So even if it was somebody that was completely for equality and everybody and things like that, you still have a lot of people that were angry with the election candidate.
Okay. So the next one. Some people say we have freedom of speech and freedom of religion, but people who publicly insult the flag or Christianity are going too far. Mark, if you agree with that statement that people say. Okay. 9 and 10? 1, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4 and below. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 6s and above. You guys kind of agree with the statement. Why is that?
I think you can have freedom of speech and freedom of religion without insulting someone else's religion. I'm a Christian, but I don't go around insulting Muslims or Buddhists. I'm a citizen of the United States. I don't burn flags. I mean, a lot of it to me is, it's just a matter of respect. I mean, yes, you have those freedoms, but why would you use those freedoms to be disrespectful?
Okay. Summer, what do you think?
Completely agree.
What'd you mark it down as?
7.
Okay. Other thoughts on Anne? You were kind of nodding too.
I agree with what she said, but I kind of put the 5th on that because I was sort of in the middle.
Okay. And those of you who are, 4 and below, well, why do you disagree? Brittany, why did you?
I guess rethinking or rereading the question, how it's kind of worded. Like, yes, anybody that's insults the flag or Christianity is just complete disrespect. But even with your freedom of speech, I mean, you can believe and have, believe whatever you want and say whatever you want. But I don't know, yeah, it is disrespectful to anybody.
Gabby, why did you said you disagreed with this?
Yeah, I guess because I'm just like a kind of an equal opportunist type person. I believe in the golden rule personally, and I want to treat people how they want to be treated. And I feel like if we have the freedom of speech and the freedom of religion, then people should be able to insult a flag or Christianity. I wouldn't personally do it, but I feel like I probably would judge them. But I feel like if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do.
Okay, let's go on to the next. So some people say America has to protect itself, even if that means keeping out people from countries or religions that are fundamentally different and might well harm us. We can't be fools that ignore the fact that there are some kinds of people who are opposed to our way of life. Okay, 9 and 10? 6, 7, 8? 5? 1, 2, 3. 4 and below? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Jeff, you agreed with this?
I agree, some people say it.
Okay.
Sorry, it's the way the question is. Write the question different, get a different response.
Okay, but the statement itself?
Do I agree that we can't be fools and ignore the fact that these are some kind of people who are opposed to our way of life? Yeah, there are some dangerous people that want to get into the country, but the vast majority of them aren't.
Okay, so who are my 5s? So are you, you were in the middle on this?
I guess I'm in the middle because I feel like people group everybody in together, and there are many people that don't want to harm us, and many people that might want to, but I don't agree with we can't be fools and ignore the fact that there are some kinds of people that are opposed to our way of life. I don't really like the way that's worded.
Okay.
Or believe in that.
Okay, and Brittany, you were kind of in the middle too?
Mm-hmm. I agree with what Summer was saying. Like, you can't ignore the fact that everybody is like against what we have.
Okay, and then the rest of you were 4 and below. Why?
Because that's, I mean, fundamentally, the country evolved because people came here to escape their country.
America needs to protect itself from America. So just trying to blame other people, other religions and countries is just a blame game. Yeah. It needs to protect itself. End of sentence.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Some people say our democracy moves too slowly and the government bureaucrats can't get anything done. They care more about their own narrow interests more than solving people's problems quickly. And again, focus on the statement here if you agree with it or not.
So ignore the some people say.
Yes, or rate if you agree with those people or not. Okay, 9 and 10. 1, 2,
3,
3. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, and 4 and below. 1. Okay. Strongly agree. Why? That was Joy and who else? Anne and Gabby. Gabby, why did you agree with this?
I think sometimes that the politicians get too far removed from like the day-to-day life, or maybe they were never ever a part of the day-to-day life. So they will prioritize things that shouldn't be prioritized, that the day-to-day people would want to see something else taken care of, and they're thinking about X, Y, and Z over there. So I definitely agree with that.
What do you think what are they losing sight of if they're distant?
So like healthcare, like that's a big hot button topic, and the government pays for their healthcare, so they're like, oh well, I mean, let's put up this system and make people pay for healthcare that's really expensive, and they have to pay for it. Like they don't have to pay for their healthcare, so they may be removed from the people's day-to-day life.
Okay. And why did you agree with this?
Because I do think that a majority of the politicians are more concerned about their own narrow interests or what the money is telling them that they need to be concerned about.
Okay. Laura, you were kind of agreed, but further down the scale.
I mean, I do think from just an overall perspective, the government does get things done. I mean, they have to. That's why it's a nightmare when the government shuts down. I mean, yeah, they they're slow on the newsworthy things, I mean, but they are getting things done. I voted it down a little